Hello and welcome into the 2023 Heart Women's Soccer Media Day. My name is Jillian Carroll. I'll be your host today. I'm an anchor on KCTV5. I am also the color analyst for KC Current Women's Soccer. And today we are joined with Missouri Valley coach. We have head coach of the women's soccer team, Drew Hawkins, with us today. We also have Ashley Arribas, who plays forward for the squad. Ashley, coach, how are you guys doing today?
We're doing fantastic, Jillian. Thanks for having us, and thanks for taking the time to speak with us today.
Yeah, of course. We're excited to learn just about how things are going at Missouri Valley College. And Coach, I am going to start with you. The team has had a few practices at this point. How is training going, and just how are the vibes so far?
No, training's going great. It's always good to be back on the field. Start of the year, new faces, returning faces. Kind of the always pre-camp excitement, kind of where the team's going to be, how we're going to be where we left off, how our new players going to impact the team, and then obviously the practice and the kind of day-to-day grind of just practices, team activities, and sleeping, for a few weeks is always fun. And, we were really excited about this group, and it's been a great few days, and the weather held us down a little bit this morning, but we're looking forward to getting back on the field tonight. So far, so good.
Great to hear, Coach. Introduce us to Ashley. Talk to us about what she's going to bring the team both on and off the pitch.
Okay, so Ashley came from us as a junior college transfer out of California from Irvine Valley. Had some experience there and came highly recommended from a friend of mine. We brought Ashley in, and Ashley kind of hit the ground running last year. She's not technically a freshman, wasn't technically a transfer student. She was kind of in between, had some experience, but needed to get a full season under. And she got that last year, and she just hit the ground running for us on the field, off the field. She was first team all conference. She was conference newcomer of the year. She scored, I think, 12, 13 goals, somewhere right in there. Just was a huge boost for us offensively last year. Athletic, technical, has a little bit of everything from the game, all types of kind of style of play. And the best thing too is that team morale and leadership. She's somebody that fits in with the team, brings the girls up. She's just awesome on and off the field. And so she's somebody we're expecting, to help us continue to grow this season as well. So I hope that was a good introduction. So
Fantastic. Sounds like you have yourself a gem right there. So good for you. Sure. So Ashley, talk to us a little bit about what your major is, what you love about campus. Obviously, this is a little bit of change from California, but it sounds like you've been getting settled in and really making a big impact. Just share with us some of your interests and your major.
Yeah, so I'm a business major, and I'm technically a senior academically. But yeah, it's been a change from California coming to here, definitely. But I'm adapting and just kind of cruising along with the team and everything.
Yeah, it sounds like you're certainly making your impact, which is amazing. So student athlete life is a grind, right? Did you always see yourself as a student athlete, and how do you handle, being impactful on the field, but then also taking care of business in the classroom as well?
Yeah, so I've always wanted to play college soccer, like my entire life. That was my dream. And in being a student athlete, you have to really focus on academics as well as doing well on and off the field. So I make sure I get my training done, and then right after training, do some recovery and homework and studying. Just, you got to make sure you hit the books a bit. And if you need help, always go to teachers and ask other teammates maybe for help as well.
Awesome. It sounds like you're doing both. So props to you for that. Coach, I'm going to come back to you. You guys had another successful season last year, qualifying for the NAIA national tournament, just one of 3 Heart teams to do so. How was last season's success important to your program? And what do you think the team takes with them into this season from last season?
Yeah, I think the first part question, Julian, was what again? You want to know how? Tell me one more time. I'm sorry.
No, I know it was long because it's important. You're only one of 3 teams to qualify for the national tournament. So that success from last year, how do you bring that into this year? What are you expecting the team to take from that success and use this year?
I mean, one thing we always talk about is last year's important. It gives us, accomplishments are amazing. And, I've been 15 years and that was only the third time we've been to the national tournament. And luckily it was 3 times in a row. So it's been a good run. But one thing we always talk about in the team is, things are last year and you got to move forward with this year. And so we can use our success, and we have a lot of players that got experience last year at the national level. We got players that played in national tournament games. We got to see a win, and unfortunately we lost in penalty kicks. So we have the ups and the downs of the national tournament, which I think helps you throughout the season for the next year. But the big thing for us is we're moving forward this year with this group. Last year is last year, and we're going to get some benefits from what we did last year, but this year is a whole different year. So we've been talking about that all preseason. This year is this year. We return players so they can use that experience. But if you keep relying on that, eventually that's going to be in the rear view mirror, and that's not going to be in front of you anymore. So I think it's great. I think it's awesome. I'm super proud of that team. And a lot of those players are back, but we've talked about this year is this year, and the schedule that we play at Missouri Valley. And ever since I've been the coach, I mean, we'll probably play the third or fourth hardest schedule in the NAIA this year. All of our out of conference opponents, our national qualifier teams, and teams that are going to be in the top 25, I think 5 of the 7. And so we know what we have in front of us and what's ahead of us, and we have to focus on this year. And hopefully last year will help us, but this year is a different year. So.
Yeah. And I mean, you brought up the schedule. It's a tough one. So you travel to Illinois for a couple big time games. You've got Cumberland's and Grace in September. What do you hope to see from your squad in those games specifically?
One thing I like in playing different teams in different regions or arcs in the NAIA is that, you get a little different styles of play from different teams. Some teams play similar to us in the Heart of America. Some teams play a little different style, more physical, more technical, more athletic. And so I think playing those different teams from different areas will get us more prepared, not only for our conference, but, hopefully conference tournament, conference championship, and hopefully playing for a national tournament berth too. So I think just getting ready, seeing different teams, seeing top teams. And I think the Heart of America on the women's side is a top 2 or 3 conference in the nation. It's one of the 2 or 3 best. I know a lot of coaches say that, but that's something I really, truly believe. And I think playing those teams are going to help us hopefully get ready to compete for the Heart of America championship. So
I love it. I love it. Ashley, coming back to you, we talk a little bit about student athlete life. You are still students, you are still community members. So talk to us a little bit about, are there any community service projects or initiatives in the community that you and the squad participate in? And just how does the campus and the community impact you and your squad?
I mean, the community, it's a small town here, which I'm still getting used to. But the team, we always come together, and sometimes we go down to like the downtown area called the Square, and we always hang out around there, and just basically we're a family. So we always stick together, always have each other's backs, and we either go to the field sometimes off practice time and just hang out and have fun and do our thing.
Very cool. Ashley, how would you describe your team? Just give me a couple words that describe this year's team.
So this year's team, from what I've seen so far, is there's a lot of talent, and there's a lot of new talent as well. Everyone has, they have their own impact on the team, and it's good. And whether it's cheering on the sidelines or if it's just on the field, speaking up, communicating, everyone here has a part in the team, and it shows this team really well.
Very cool. Coach, coming back your way here. So you also lead the Missouri Valley esports team, which has got to be so cool. How much do you enjoy that? And how excited are you that the Heart has added in esports as its 26th championship sport for this upcoming year?
I'm really excited that the Heart of America is adopting esports and bringing that in as a championship. I think that's super awesome. It's one of the fastest growing collegiate sports on the scene right now. I mean, it's just every school in America, I think, had the esports program. So it's booming. So I think that was awesome that the Heart of America and the commissioners and a few people got together and presidents and they made that decision. I think that's going to be awesome. I think that's going to continue to expand. I know Tyler had a big part in that too, I believe, as well. And Lori and the presidents, obviously. And then, yeah, it's different, it's being in a field and then going and competing in on a computer and online. It's a different competition, but it's a different change of pace, but it's something I really enjoy. it's something that I've had to adapt and learn as I've gotten older here and, learn some new things. But I'm trying to, and I think we had some good success with the esports team here as well. And so we're looking forward to competing in the Heart of America Championship this year too, as well, and trying to compete for the first championship there. So we're looking forward to that.
Awesome. Well, Coach and Ashley, we wish you the best on the pitch this season. Obviously, also in the classroom, Miss Ashley. Thank you so much for your time today, guys. We certainly appreciate it.
Thank you, Jillian. Valley will roll.